Hello, 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 hello. What a day, what a day. It was actually a good day though. Ain't gonna lie, it's been a good day. Hello, hello, hello. So it's Saturday, and I think this is day 22. Yeah, I'm still counting. um, I was actually excited to get online for this one because this is a thought that has been on my mind for a while. And today, because I'm figuring out how this thing is supposed to work. I'm supposed to come on and basically like just talk, share um my thoughts, my ideas, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, how I'm feeling, all of that, right? It's a therapy. Anyway, um for quite some time I was thinking about my growth and the steps that I took to get to where I am now. And mommy and I were out walking today, and I was sharing with her thoughts about being in the different communities that I'm in and how I was feeling. And her response was like, and it was something simple because I feel as if like West Indians, Africans, people from the South in America, they have these isms. They say these things that's like, you know what I mean? Like the higher the monkey climb, the more them expose them tail like that. Anyway, have you ever reached a point in your life where you realize that you've been feeding on everything that looks good, every opportunity, every class, every membership, every mentorship, but still felt unsatisfied? So that it was me. Now, earlier today, mom said something to me, as I said, that basically like just blew my mind. Welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner. This is your quiet space for reflection, growth, and peace. So while we were walking, I said to her, how I was feeling, and my reaction, for lack of a better word, to some of the other people who are in, like the mentorship groups, and some of the comments that I've heard made as it pertains to their progress or whatever have you. And I thought about where I am, and I felt very proud of myself because I think that I chose to do things in my own way and in my own time, and I came a long way. And that's why they say, just start where you are, take the first step, go slowly if you need to, and just know that it's like each step doesn't matter how small it is a step, right? My mother said to me, you'll have to know, actually said it in patois, you have to know when your belly full so you can't stop nyam. That's exactly what she said. And I'll interpret it for those who don't understand patois. You'll have to know when your belly is full so that you can stop eating. Right? Now she wasn't talking about food. It sounds right, because yes, you're supposed to know. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Sometimes I'm greedy, but that's besides the point. But when she said that, it basically like just opened up ideas in my head, and it closed doors. Like it affected me in a great way, because that was the confirmation that I needed as it pertains to steps that I have considered taking. Again, she was using a food analogy, but the moment she said it, I knew it applied to more than just eating. It was about life, growth, and knowing even when to know that enough is enough, right? Nobody else can know that for you. You're the only one who will can discern when enough is enough. And let me tell you something. The rest of the walk we walked about. I don't remember. I think it was about 5 miles or more. All I know is that while we were out walking, she had already gotten her, I think she was at like 15,000 steps. Um, That's nothing for her really. Mommy aimed to get 10,000 per day, but for her, like that's chump change. 10,000 is she will accept 10,000 if she's sick and basically like just push herself to that limit. But I'm very proud of mom for basically taking her health seriously. Um, I got her a Fitbit, and let me tell you, when when I first offered it to her, she didn't want it, but I bought it for her Christmas anyway. And then once she started to use it, she got addicted, and I'm grateful. I feel like people should get addicted to health. Anyway, I digress. I told you about introverts. We basically just go off on a tangent. There was a time when I used to join everything, right? In the past 3 years, if I'm on YouTube and I hear something, I'm basically like just trying to get in everywhere, right? Because knowledge is power, right? One of my mentors, Storm Leroy, says, always seek knowledge. And so therefore I was seeking knowledge. And from that knowledge, I learned how to do a lot of things, i.e. YouTube, creating stuff, creating stuff better than I was creating them before. And then I've learned so much more. Anyway, every coaching program, every mentorship, every challenge, every this will change your life opportunity, because that's all they are, right? Oh, you can get rich, or like whatever have you can retire. And don't get me wrong, those experiences, they helped me to grow. I'm not even going to pretend as if they did not. They stretched me, opened my eyes, and pushed me outside of my comfort zone, far outside of my comfort zone. But looking back, I can also admit that sometimes I was doing it out of fear. FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of standing still, fear of being left behind. I was so hungry for growth that I didn't realize I was overfeeding myself with information I didn't even have time or space to digest. Now, I did at some point, I think it was like earlier this year when I first considered, yeah, this is too much. And then I gave myself permission to not do it. I gave myself permission to show up at things, right? But then when the information was being given, I chose what I wanted on my plate. I chose what I can handle and what couldn't. And I also chose what was for me and what wasn't. Because face it, when you go on a buffet line, you're not taking everything. When you go on a buffet line, you're not, some people do. Some people do. But the reality of it, you have some people that go and they take everything except starch. Some people go, they take everything except vegetables. You have some people that go and only take vegetables. And then you have some people that go and take everything, dessert, everything, and go back for seconds. But we're not talking about them. Anyway, that's where the lesson came in. It's okay to pause. It's okay to sit with what you've already learned and ask yourself, is this really for me? Because after a while, like how much information can one get? And okay, I will say it's great to get information, but I realized that for me, because I was taking a lot of information, I have notebooks on top of notebooks. And I remember on a couple of occasions, um, the mentors, either collectively or individually, said, don't let your notebook be smarter than you. And I thought to myself, don't judge me. Because I think like mentors know who's working and who isn't. Hey, the mom! Mentors know who's working and who isn't working, but I'm a slow mover. Like I like to just go absorb it. And when my spirit moves me, that's when I'm going to move. Right. So I'm not chasing, trying to hurry and get it done. Because when I'm doing something, it has to make sense to me. It has to feel right to me. And I need to enjoy what I'm doing. Right. Because everything isn't good for everybody and everything isn't necessarily good for you. And so when mommy said, when your belly is full, you need to know when to move from the table, like, it's like, wait a second. And the thing is, it's like sometimes our parents say some things, because lately I've been paying attention to what mommy says. And she's into watching African shows. And sometimes she'll text me something that she thinks that I will either giggle at, because sometimes I giggle at it, not because it's funny, but because it's like, whoa, right? And there, the things that our parents used to say. The other day she said, the lily stem, you can't make the lily stem any longer. And I was like, yes, you can. And she's like, how? Okay. So when she said that today, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And immediately we were walking And immediately I took out my phone and basically jotted that note down because I'm a senior citizen and sometimes I be forgetting. By the time I got to get home, I would have forgotten what she said. But it helped me to get to a place now where I'm ready to say, okay, I'm not doing that anymore, right? Because I need my time back. Sometimes we chase so many voices trying to find the one that fits when deep down we already know what we want and what we need to hear, our own, right? Sometimes I think that for me, I used to think that I needed someone to basically guide me to that place and walk with me across the hell, do it for me. But the reality of it is if somebody's doing it for you, then what are you doing? Like, are you learning? Are you even enjoying it? That's where I am in my life right now, right? So, but I can't tell this to other people, even people in the mentorship community. A lot of them are seeing me, they're watching my growth, and they're like, Antonia, you're killing it. But the reality of it is, I'm doing what I'm guided to do. And I think that's what it is. If you're not paying attention to what God is telling you to do, then you're going to be sitting there like, where's the bus at? And the bus came 10 million times already. You still sitting there waiting for a specific bus, like one that looks how you want it to look or move as fast as you want it to move. When in reality, all you have to do is basically be still and know that He is guiding you. I didn't get here by myself. I did not. I did not. And I am so great. Listen to me. When that lady said what she said today, oh, child, that's why I like spending time with my mom because um, she says something sometimes that just makes me have to stop and think. And, like, again, it wasn't anything big and profound. And I'm sure that she might have said it a time or two in my lifetime. But this is the time. Today is when I was supposed to hear the message, comprehend it, digest it, and basically come and share. I feel like it is perfectly fine because before I never used to think that it was okay to step back, right? But I believe that it's perfectly fine to step back, take a breath, and discern whether what you're consuming is actually nourishing your purpose or just filling space. For me, for a while, it really and truly was filling space. Because when I tell you I have notebooks, I have a notebooks. And each year when I buy a new journal with all the dates and all of that, and I write in it and blah blah blah, I hardly go back and look at that thing. Because every day I'm getting more and more information and things that I want to try or learn. And then I have to tell myself, girl, stop. Because the thing is, it's like learning stuff is great, but unless you are actually applying the knowledge and doing something with it, it's like yesterday I was speaking with family and they were telling me that, they're going to school online and the degrees that they have. And I'm like, so what you doing with all them degrees? It's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is it's fine to go and acquire the knowledge, but unless you're using it for something, it's like, what are you doing? And so for me, I'm giving myself permission to basically stop, right? There were some things that I promised myself that I was going to basically end by the end of this year. And now it's clear to me that I need to. And I may not necessarily walk away from certain things, but I feel like I'm going to I don't know, redo how I'm doing, basically show up in a different way and also suggest that we do different things because we all know if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're mad. You're just mad. I mean, what's mad already? I know that I'm crazy. Crazy. I think we all are. But I feel like it's important for us to know that being in groups, mentorship communities, whatever we want to call it, that it's not meant to be a forever thing. Build the relationships, yes, because I'm grateful for the communities because I've grown a lot, I've learned a lot. I have my business partners that I found in these communities, and so therefore some of us are basically connected, right? But you have some people who show up every week camera off and they're not really offering anything, they're just there. And to be fair, that was me in the beginning, but I was actually doing the work, right? I feel as if like some people come just to come to be a part of something, and it's great to be a part of a community, but what are you doing? Like, what are you doing there? Right? The whole purpose of life is to grow, not growing if you're basically like stuck or feeling stuck or standing still. And that's where you're supposed to basically go to your mentor, your group leader, or whomever and say, hey, I need a little nudge. Because sometimes I think that's what it is. I think sometimes there might be information overload and it's difficult to figure out like the processing and all of that. But anyway, now that I am this day old, I can honestly say that I've invested in myself, in my growth, in my peace. But more importantly, I have acted on what I have learned. I have a YouTube channel. I've been going live. I think this is day number 32. This is something that 33 days ago seemed very unattainable, right? Because before I started, I had never gone live on my channel alone. I was basically recording and putting stuff on because I used to think, nah, I can't do that. But then here I am, because sometimes all it takes is to basically step outside of the comfort zone. One of the things that I learned in mentorship is that it's important to shift and change our way of thinking, right? Shifting the mindset. And when they first said it, I was like, how am I going to change what I'm thinking? Right? Because their thing is you're supposed to unlearn what you were taught and basically allow yourself to learn new things. And in the beginning, I didn't understand it, but as they were basically coaching us, then it was like, oh, I get it now. I get it now, right? And I think that's how we get stuck, because the thing is, it's like we learn but so much, and then the onus is on us to basically seek further knowledge. Thank God for the World Wide Web, where there is a ton of information. All you have to do is go and Google. Can I tell you that ChatGPT is my best friend now? Mommy laugh at me. Mommy laugh at me when I be like, "Hey, Chat GPT, blah 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 blah." Like I wanted to create some simple T-shirt designs for Jamaica, um, for the relief, because somebody's going down tomorrow, and I'm like, "Oh, if I could only send a few shirts, you know." And I basically had a chat, and we came up with Jamaica Strong. Boom, simple, right? And that was because I was trying to brainstorm with mom, and she looking at me, laughing at me like, and she looked at me like I'm crazy. And then I said to Chat GPT, "This is what I want to do. What do you think?" And that's what we came up with. So the reality of it is there are tools out there that can help every one of us grow and learn the thing that we want to do. Um, this morning I learned how to tie ties using YouTube because like I'm into wearing ties now, and now that winter's coming, like I can, because I didn't wear any over the summer. And then I remember, wait a second, there's some ties in this house aside from the ones that I bought that's already basically like they're girly, so they come already made. But these are like real men's ties. And I found those ties, and I was very excited when I tied the first one by myself by using YouTube. So the reality of it is there are many tools available for us to utilize for us to grow and get unstuck. All right. So please, you don't grow by constantly collecting information. You grow by living what you've learned. So if you're watching this and you've been going from group to group, class to class, just know it's okay to stop. Stop and figure out what is right for you. Thank you. Now, um, I will also ask, because now that we're wrapping down, if you're going along, and if you're an introvert who is trying to find their way or just not sure, or if you're a friend of an introvert, kindly get my book, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts. It is available at societyofintroverts.com, Amazon, and everywhere books are sold online. And I will also add that becoming an author was never something that I had considered. I have an uncle who years ago told me, stop putting, because I used to write newsletters, because I did my family tree is massive, and I also planned and executed a few, I think about four, either three or four family reunions. And in between the reunions, I used to write newsletters, and I would basically like just share what I was learning along the way and who I was meeting, some of the elders that's now sleeping with the ancestors. And one of my uncles said, "Stop writing, stop putting so much in your newsletter. You need to save it for your book." And I was like, "Book? I write no book." But then as I grew older, I thought, well, maybe it's a good idea to write a book. Anyway, and it was supposed to be about that. But in one of the mentorship communities that I'm in, is with Ash Cash, and Ash Cash is basically Mr. Write Your Own Book, right? Because he believes that everyone has a story, and writing a book is something that will be here forever. Can tell your story, and it doesn't even have to be your story, but he encourages people to write their story. And so that's how being in that community is how I ended up basically doing this as my first book, right? Because I'm everything introverted. And when I started to learn more about my personality type, I got more and more excited because now I felt like I wasn't an alien. And so I felt the need to basically write a little something. And this pocket book, this pocket guide was the first thing. Um, so yes, then I've also, so one of the other communities that I'm in is with Storm Leroy, and he is Mr. Real estate. I mean, like he's shifting now because everything is shifting, but nevertheless, he teaches about the importance of, you know, like owning property and also acquiring property out of state. And so with that, I've invested in properties out of state. And so I'm in communities where I'm learning, but I'm also executing, and that makes me happy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're in communities and you're there for a while and you haven't done anything, you're either in the wrong community or you're lazy. I don't know, because the reality of it is the information is there. And I feel like now is the time for us to act, basically, like just get it done. And it's not overnight, because I didn't do it overnight. Like for me, it took a while, but I feel like as long as we're taking steps, as long as we're moving, that's what counts. We just have to just keep going and don't stop. Like, don't feel stuck when you have the internet to help. Anyway, as a reminder, please know when you're full. Know when you've gotten what you came for, and know when it's time to push away from the table and start feeding others. Please remember, peace isn't a place, it's a choice. Stay blissful, and I will see you next time. Tomorrow for day 33, maybe. Good night. Take care, Mama.